Everything Everywhere All at Once has taken the world by storm, or film Twitter anyway. The story of a multiverse-hopping Michelle Yeoh has captured the hearts of viewing audiences in a way that was perhaps unexpected from a movie that's so odd. But did you realise that in order to give the alternate universes visited by Evelyn their own distinctive identities, each world is influenced by famous movies? Here's a 5-minute deep dive into how directing duo The Daniels made Everything Everywhere All at Once feel so original by paying tribute to classic films. And of course, spoilers throughout.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us?
I am paying attention.
Much of the actual plot of Everything, you know what, I'll call it that to save my voice, thank you very much. Much of the plot is set in two very similar worlds. One in which Evelyn's disastrous trip to the IRS ends in her being sent away to refile her taxes, dubbed the Tax Verse by the creative team, and another world in which the IRS visit ends in a massive fight with multiple magically powered people, dubbed the Action Verse. Despite their plot divergence, the style of these two worlds seem relatively similar, with some subtle differences. In the Action Verse, the film switches mostly to anamorphic lenses, a kind of lens typically used in blockbuster action movies. Cinematographer Larkin Sepul refers to this as a 1990s action vibe, referencing Die Hard specifically. Switching to anamorphic is also accompanied by a change in aspect ratio, these black bars around the image. In the Action Verse, we also see more dynamic framing, necessary for the fight sequences. In the Tax Verse, the film stays on spherical lenses. The framing is more symmetrical and uses negative space, common drama filmmaking techniques. Perhaps the most developed alternate universe is the movie star verse, where Evelyn stayed in China, trained in martial arts, and became a famous actor. The plotline that unfolds here is a bittersweet meeting with an unrecognisable Waymond. Riffing on themes of lost love, this sequence plays with visuals from the films of Wong Kar-wai. Wong Kar-wai is a Hong Kong film director famous for his collaborations with cinematographer Christopher Doyle, creating a highly identifiable visual style while telling bittersweet stories. The movie star verse features a very distinctive visual device called step printing, which is commonly used in Wong Kar-wai movies. Here, the camera operates at a lower frame rate, with the shutter open for longer, creating a blurry, stuttering motion. Then, the film is slowed down by duplicating frames. The end result can make some people feel a bit sick, but it also presents opportunities for beautiful imagery. The other trademark of Wong Kar-wai in this sequence is the green tint. In interviews, Sepul has spoken about looking for visual markers that can be quickly identified by viewers, as a way of showing the difference between these universes. A strong green tint, or really any notable colour palette, is a clear example of that. And while we're on the subject of colour, let's look into the next verse. Easily my favourite joke in the movie, this is a callback to an earlier sequence where Evelyn mistook the rat in Ratatouille for a raccoon. As such, this verse is full of references to Pixar, including an uncredited Randy Newman song playing in the kitchen scene. However, it might surprise you to know that the visual influences actually stem from early Paul Thomas Anderson films, in particular Magnolia. Bright primary colours like reds and blues dominate the frame, and skin tones are very rich and vibrant. Now, why exactly this look was chosen to reflect this magical raccoon reality, I could not tell you, but it certainly is identifiable. Other universes are much more briefly portrayed on screen. In fact, plenty of these were filmed in only a few days, as the production crew hopped between backlot sets. These are pre-built sets that you get in a lot of big movie studios. One example is the world in which Evelyn is in prison. The Hot Dog Verse draws mostly on Todd Haynes movies, riffing on Carol's portrayal of a lesbian relationship, like the one between Hot Dog Evelyn and Hot Dog Jamie Lee Curtis. What a sentence. You gotta love this film, haven't you? The low contrast pastel colour palette and period style production design all point in this direction. It's also presented in the 2:1 aspect ratio, now commonly used by Netflix comedies. The Rocks verse is a reference to Kubrick films and was originally intended to be shot on IMAX film. This proved too difficult for a variety of logistical reasons, but was shot with master prime lenses for an epic feel. Of course, this isn't the only Kubrick reference in the movie. Dotted throughout the film, there are also references to kung fu movies. Movie star Evelyn is shown in a grainy training montage where zoom lenses are used to evoke 70s kung fu cinema. And one of Jobu and Evelyn's confrontations takes place in a forest, referencing wuxia movies, a style of martial arts film known for its epic fight scenes, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or The House of Flying Daggers. Watching a movie like Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's tempting just to sit back and let it wash over you. But it's a testament to the skills of the filmmakers involved, the directors, cinematographer, production designers, editors, and so on, that such a complicated and absurd story feels so impactful and easy to follow. And using other movies' visual styles as a jumping off point is just one trick for doing that.